130-pound Rottweiler was hours from death. Selina Everly brought him home against her family's rules, but when adoption day arrived, her mother did something that left the entire world in total shock. Selina Everly stared at her phone in the dark, her eyes burning as she looked at Asphalt, a massive Rottweiler with a dangerous label. He was scheduled for euthanasia at dawn. To the world, he was a 130-pound monster with rippling muscles and battle scars, but Selina saw a soul begging for mercy. The next morning, the Everly breakfast table was a battlefield. "We aren't the only people on Earth, are we?" her father snapped, his voice cold as ice. "Let someone else save that beast." Selina's heart shattered. "What if everyone says that?" she cried. Her parents' rejection was a heavy wall of stone. They rose in fury and left her alone. But Selina couldn't let Asphalt die. The following day, she secretly drove to the high kill shelter. When she saw him behind those freezing metal bars, his massive body trembling, she knew there was no turning back. She brought him home as the sun began to bleed into the horizon. When her mother, Martha, opened the door, her face turned into a mask of pure, unfiltered horror. "My God, Selina, what is this monster? Take it back now," the woman screamed, her voice shaking the walls. Selina stood firm, her voice a steel blade. "If he doesn't stay, I don't stay." She grabbed a pillow and a blanket, dragging Asphalt into the cold, concrete garage. She thought they would just sleep there in exile, but a silent shift was happening. If you're watching this and haven't subscribed yet, I have to say I'm a little heartbroken. Stories like this need your support. Hit that subscribe button right now. You won't regret it. Now back to what happened next. As they lay on the hard floor, Asphalt pressed his massive, warm head against Selina's chest. He wasn't a weapon, he was a guardian. Selina fell into a deep sleep, unaware that by the time the clock struck noon, her life would never be the same again. She expected to wake up to her father's anger, but instead, the garage door was already open, and Asphalt's spot was empty. Her heart hammered against her ribs like a trapped bird. She ran toward the house, breathless and terrified, expecting the worst. But as she burst through the kitchen door, she saw something that made her brain short-circuit. Asphalt was sitting at the table, and her mother was talking to him. There he was. The vicious beast was sitting calmly on a breakfast chair, his massive tail giving a heavy thud against the wood. Martha was hovering over him, her face a mix of annoyance and strange care. "He was starving, Selina. You can't even take care of a fly," she grumbled while putting a bowl of premium food in front of the giant Rottweiler. The air in the house had changed from poison to a fragile peace. Selina watched in silence as her mother's trembling hand reached out to brush Asphalt's scarred ear. It was a miracle, but Selina knew her promise. She had told them he was just a temporary foster. With a heavy soul, she posted the adoption ad online. That night, Asphalt slept inside. He positioned his 130-pound frame right outside Martha's bedroom door, a living fortress guarding her sleep. He didn't move for 8 hours straight. At 3 a.m., Selina woke up to a low, rhythmic sound. Asphalt was snoring softly, but Martha's door was slightly open. Her mother was watching him in the dark. The next morning, the doorbell rang. A young couple stood on the porch, holding the adoption papers Selina had posted. "We're here for the Rottweiler," they said. Selina's throat tightened, but before she could speak, a shadow loomed behind her. Martha pushed past her daughter, her eyes flashing with a sudden, fierce fire. "There is no dog for you here," Martha said, her voice dropping to a dangerous growl that mirrored the dog's own power. The couple looked confused. But the ad said he needed a home. Martha stepped out onto the porch, her body stiff as a statue. "He is home. Now leave before I lose my patience." She slammed the heavy oak door so hard the glass rattled in its frame. Selina was speechless. "Mom, you hated him. You called him a monster. Why did you send them away?" Martha didn't answer at first. She just stood there staring at the door as if she were fighting a war inside her own mind. Asphalt walked over and leaned his massive weight against Martha's legs, looking up at her with eyes full of ancient trust. Martha's hand dropped to his head, her fingers burying themselves in his thick fur. "Because, Selina," she whispered, her voice finally breaking like a dam under too much pressure, "this house is no longer a prison for my secrets." Martha sank onto the hallway bench, her shoulders shaking with a grief she had carried for 30 years. "When I was 7, she began, her eyes staring into a past full of shadows. "I had a dog named Duke. He was my only protector in a world that felt too big. One day, he chased a ball into the street. I saw the car, I heard the tires, I watched the light go out of his eyes right there on the asphalt." She let out a shuddering breath that sounded like a sob. "I decided then that I would never love another animal. I told myself that being cold was better than being broken. When you brought Asphalt home, I didn't see a dog. I saw my own pain coming back to haunt me. I called him a monster because I was terrified that if I let him in, I would have to face the day he leaves too." She looked at Asphalt, who was now licking the tears off her face with a tenderness that defied his intimidating size. "But today, when those people came to take him, I realized that I was being a coward. I was willing to let this boy die just to keep my own heart safe. But look at him, Selina. He didn't care that I hated him. He guarded my door all night anyway. He chose us." The transformation was complete. The massive Rottweiler hadn't just been saved from a shelter, he had saved Martha from a lifelong cage of fear. Today, Asphalt is the king of the Everly household. He doesn't sleep in the garage or on the floor. He has his own custom bed right next to Martha's side of the bed. He wears a bright red collar that symbolizes his status as a permanent family member. The monster that no one wanted became the hero that healed a mother's shattered soul. Selina learned that sometimes the things we are most afraid of are the very things sent to set us free. Asphalt isn't just a pet, he is a bridge between a painful past and a beautiful future. The Everly house is no longer silent or cold. It is filled with the sound of heavy paws and the warmth of unconditional love. What would you do in this situation? Have you ever had a pet that healed your heart? Tell me your story in the comments below.